Hi, I'm Rabbi Shaul Rosenblatt. Welcome to Tikun's weekly Dava. This week's portion is Shoftim. It's in the book of Deuteronomy, book of Divide. One of the commandments in this week's portion is for the king to write a Sefer Torah. He has to write a Torah for himself, a Torah scroll, and to carry it with him wherever he goes. And the idea is to give him some perspective, to have him remember that he's not the be-all and end-all, something greater than him, something more important than him. Arrogance in Jewish thinking is the worst of all human characteristics, and humility is the greatest. Moses, who was considered the greatest of people, his great characteristic was that he was the most humble of all men. I think from Moses we see that the purpose of trying to give this humility to a king, to having this Torah with him the whole time, is not just to prevent him from becoming intoxicated with power, but beyond that, it is empowering itself. Humility itself is empowering. Moses was the greatest leader the Jewish people have ever had, and yet he was the most humble of all men. That's no accident. There's a connection between those two things. You see, we kind of get mixed up sometimes as to what humility is about. Humility is not a lack of self-esteem. It's not self-denigration, as in the famous Uriah Heep of Charles Dickens' creation. It's a recognition that there are more important things in the world than me. That it's a sense of perspective that I may well be talented, I may well be capable, and I can recognize those things. But no matter how talented, how capable, the strengths and the abilities that I have, I'm still only a very small part of a very large universe. And the essence of humility is the person who recognizes that doing what's right is infinitely more valuable than serving myself, than serving my own desires, than serving my own needs. And that's why it's so significant for a leader. Because an arrogant leader is serving himself. An arrogant leader is somebody who wants people to like him, who wants people to respect him, and that's his purpose. A humble leader is serving the people. A humble leader wants to do what's right. In Judaism, the Torah tells us that the people are not servants of the king, quite the opposite. The king is a servant of the nation. The king is the ultimate of civil servants. The first king of Israel, King Shaul, good name, didn't want the job. He wasn't interested. When approached for it, he shied away. He didn't want to be king. That precise characteristic is what made him exactly right for the job in the first place. And the truth is that not only would the people have a sense of confidence in a humble man, because you recognize that he's not serving himself, a humble man is unafraid to do what's right. Modern governments are very often looking over their shoulder as to what everybody thinks of them to decide what to do. That's not a great way of a government to make decisions. It's a bit of a flaw in democracy, unfortunately. Democracy is a great thing, but it's not a perfect system. And one of its flaws is that it fosters weak leadership. Someone like Margaret Thatcher is an exception, not a rule, in democratic leadership. Because more often than not, democratic leaders are concerned with the opinion polls, not concerned with what needs to be done for the country. Things might need to be done, but they might be unpalatable to the people. It's very hard for leaders to be able to make a decision to do that. It's only a great leader that's able to do such a thing. And humility gives somebody the ability to be able to make those decisions because they are then concerned as to what people think of them. It's not on their agenda. Humility is an amazing thing on a personal level as well, because it means you're unaffected by people's thoughts about you. It means you're unaffected by people's opinions of you. It enables you to pave a path in life that you see to be true, that you see to be real, without any concern as to what's going on around you. In my mind, humility is the essential underpinning and foundation for human independence. Arrogance is a fast track to mediocrity. Humility paves the way for greatness. It's no accident that Moses, the greatest of all human beings in Jewish thinking, was also the most humble of all men. Wish you Shabbat Shalom. If you're interested in finding more about Tikun and what we do, please log on to our website, tikun.co.uk. Thank you.